Do you really need 144 weapons in Stonewood? Now, everywhere that I go, I get that same question. In whatever mission I'm in, do you want to trade? And everybody is trying their hardest to trade for those 144 weapons, whether they're in Twine Peaks, Canny Valley, Plankerton, or even in Stonewood level 1 missions. I see it all the time. So it's high time that we finally answer that question. Do you need 144 weapons in Stonewood? Are they actually going to benefit you? And what is the point of using endgame weapons in early game content? Now, for the purpose of this video, I've been onto my main account and I've crafted a level 9 epic Siegebreaker. I've then taken that Siegebreaker and upgraded it to a 144. Now, both of these weapons do have the basic perks that came with it. I've not upgraded the perks at all. I have just increased the rarity to a legendary and made it a 144. Now, I've also been in, I've removed what little survivors I do have on this brand new account. My hero loadout is set out with an Ice King loadout and a base Kyle in support, because that is pretty much all I have on this at the moment. And I have no research points set up either. Now, in the gameplay that is coming up on the screen for you now, I have been into a power level 1 mission in Stonewood on 2 separate occasions. One of those occasions I used the level 9 Siegebreaker and on the other one a 144. Now, just to make it a little bit more interesting, I have removed my weapon HUD from the screen. So my question for you is, can you tell the difference between a level 9 and a level 144 Siegebreaker? Do let me know in the comments which one of these bits of gameplay, either A or B, do you think is the 144 Siegebreaker? Now, after just a couple of seconds of looking at that gameplay, it probably is quite obvious to you which one is the level 9 and which one is the 144. But before we can start answering that question, do you really need 144s in Stonewood, we need to look at the bigger picture. Now, with a level 9 epic weapon, you are only going to have 5 perks, and with a legendary weapon, whether it be a level 12 or a 144, you are going to have an additional 6th perk, and that additional perk can make a heck of a lot of difference in the amount of damage that you put out. You've probably noticed from the 2 separate bits of gameplay that on gameplay A, the damage numbers, depending on where you hit the husk, are ranging anywhere from 21 to 38 damage. And on gameplay B, you're probably noticing that the damage is a lot more around the 272 mark. So it's pretty obvious from this that our 144 is option B. But of course, we don't have any hero loadout that is buffing our weapons. We don't have any research points which are buffing our weapons. So what is actually causing that vast amount of increase in damage? Now, for this, we are going to need to look at the weapons themselves. So in this case, we have the Siegebreaker. And as a level 9 epic Siegebreaker, it's got a DPS of around 305.3. Now, when we do upgrade that then to a 144, then of course that damage per second is then 3570.5. So it is a vast amount of difference in the damage output. So what has changed in upgrading this weapon from level 9 to 144? Well, of course, our critical damage has increased, our damage has increased, our physical damage, our headshot damage, and even the damage to slowed and snared targets will all have increased with leveling up that weapon. But then you've got to look on the other side of it, that when you are in a Stonewood mission, you will have a certain level husk, and in this case, power level 1. Now, they can take vast amounts of damage to kill them, but they're not actually going to be taking any more damage than if you were using a level 9. Because of course, each husk will only be able to take a certain amount of damage before it dies. Now, I'm not sure exactly what that damage cap is for a power level 1 husk, but regardless whether you use the power level 9 or the power level 144 weapon, they are still going to die at that same amount of damage cap. and this will be the case in any of your missions, whether you go into Plankerton, Canny Valley or Twine Peaks. You will always have that maximum damage that a husk will be able to take before they die. So when you look at the differences in the damage numbers, from say 32 to 327, you are not going to be actually doing that amount of damage. Sure, it shows that damage number on your screen, but that husk is not going to take that much damage because it's still going to die at the lower level cap. Now, spoiler alert for you, the end of the missions, I do show the actual combat that you get from this, and you will notice at the end of this video that the 144 did do a fair bit more damage to the husks than the level 9 did. But you have to remember, considering the vast amount of difference between a level 9 and a 144, it was still only around about 500 more combat in using that 144 weapon. Now, I want to let you all in on a little secret here. At the end of December, I made a video on this channel pretty much stating that I'd had enough, I'm done with Fortnite, I'm quitting, I'm leaving, and that was that. Well, it wasn't entirely true. I have been working in the background on a brand new YouTube channel. Now, I'm not going to tell you where that is, it's completely separate, and I want to leave it that way for the time being. But I set that new YouTube channel up for two purposes. One is I wanted to run some tests on YouTube algorithms and how they worked regarding thumbnails, titles, things like that, things in the background. And the second one was I started a brand new Fortnite Save the World account. Yes, I am that dumb. I have started my 5th Fortnite Save the World account. But on that account, I've been pretty much going through the Stonewood quest lines with nothing but the weapons that I found from chests. I haven't crafted a single weapon yet, and I'm slowly getting my way through the Stonewood quest line. So for anyone out there that does say you cannot start Fortnite Save the World without getting 144s, without trading, without scamming, you have to have those 144s, I can categorically state no, you do not need them. Yes, they are always useful, but in my opinion, and this has always been my opinion, if you want 144s, play the game, work your way through the game, get up to that Twine Peaks level and craft your own. Yes, you can go and trade them, you can get them from other people, but are they really yours if you haven't earned them yourself? So on that new account, I have been working through and I haven't crafted a single weapon. I am working just on ones that I have found from chests or got from rewards, and it is working just as well as this 144 weapon in this video does. So to finally answer that question, do you need 144 weapons in Stonewood? Absolutely not. But I hope you enjoy. Have a fantastic day. I will see you all soon, Commanders. Stay safe, my friends.